Hey guys, remember I talk about the problem in the Middle East has always been Israel, and I also talked about America's problem is their government, because I said they like to pirate resources from other countries and regime change whatever country they see fit, and without any repercussion of what the damage they are going to cause to others, and I also talked about people are being displaced, through various refugee camps globally because of these globalist greed on resources, because when they pay the U.S. government to attack all these governments because they wanted the resources, and it's always come from the Zionist Jewish regime. The Zionists own America. For Americans to think they are sovereign, they are not sovereign entity. You are serving the Jews. Okay? And the Jews always is about control, and that's why they own everything, from the media to sport team to governments, banking systems, control of the wealth, and why would, less than 0.001 or whatever percent, it's not even 1%, owns 99 something percent of the world wealth. Why is that fair? And they've done it through various ways. They, giving us social media, giving us all these platforms to keep us busy, to being misguided into looking the other way. And trying to hide their intention toward us, and also they manipulate governments globally, make them, for the U.S. making the Middle East buying weapons by telling them, if you do not buy our weapons, we're going to create an enemy who's going to attack you, And that was Al-Qaeda, Hamas, ISIS came in play. It was all created by Israel, United States, and United Kingdom. Okay, they're all working together to create chaos in the Middle East. And I was watching Candace Owens, actually. Sorry. And she's talking about exactly what I'm talking about, and I have talked about in my channel. But I know some Americans they think I'm attacking America and whatnot. I said Americans as a general, they are not to blame. The government is to blame. So I know how to separate the governments from the people. I know that. But when I'm talking about it, sometimes I get, people attacking me and saying, how dare me talking about America, or talking about the United Kingdom or Israel, whatever. Silence is consent. So I'm not going to consent to allow harm to happen to others and do nothing about it. Even though I have no power to change anything, as of yet. But at least I know I'm moving towards the right direction, and my focus is on the people who are creating all these problems. The Jews always want to blame others for their, mishap or misfortune or whatnot, which is they didn't have a lot of misfortune. When you're talking about the what do you call it? The Holocaust. The Holocaust is another story, so I'm going to leave that for, But anyhow, they created all of that, experimentation done on the Holocaust. It was them, experimenting on DNA of certain bloodlines and whatnot. That was the Holocaust all about. Anyhow, and so at least when, I'm listening to Candace Owens about this, talking about the same thing what I've talked about, but I don't have a lot of following. So for me, it's like it's not really gonna create a ripple or any sort of wave. And but I did actually insult Candace Owens before in her channel, and I know she read the messages. She did not respond. Because she doesn't respond to a lot of people or not, because I think she referred to LeBron James or something like that, or something in that line. She says he's performing baboons or something like that. So I thought that was very, and so I called her a whitewash. That's what I did, and maybe was not right of me to say that. For her to, because I felt like, how could you attack somebody else, who from the same race and whatnot, trying to make them, be a bad person and stuff because they do not share the same view as you. You know what I'm saying? It should not be about color. It should not be about, race or whatnot. But when she called him that, he said, this is a racially motivated slur, and that's what I did not like. But the more I listen to her, she's speaking the truth, and she's talking about exactly what's going on, and she doesn't sugarcoat anything. She's very well researched, and she has all this receipts and whatnot to back up her defense. And so I do, feel she's, she's a good person. Maybe I don't have to disagree with everybody. Agree with everybody. I can disagree and I can agree. I do agree of her calling him that, but I do agree with a lot of the stuff she's saying. Okay? So I might reach out to her on her channel and make an apology, because maybe, even though I do not disagree on that point, but maybe I was a little harsh on my response to her before in the past. Anyhow, I'm going to include the videos about this debate she having with Pierre Morgan in his channel and stuff. And you could tell he's a controlled opposition, and she's basically saying it how how the things are happening or manifesting whatnot. She could see what's going on, who's the problem, who created, who instigated what. And she even said in this interview, she goes, Pierre goes to her, why they saying death to America, or death to whatever. And she says, why they're not saying death to China or death to Asia or other countries? Why United States and Israel, right? Because she's saying that because they've done something to these nations to make these nations hate America, right? Or hate Israel. Because if they have not done anything to them, they would not be shouting out death to America or death to Israel, right? So I agree with her. She knows the BS. She knows when the BS is happening, and I want America to awaken. You know what I mean? Wake up, and you need to understand your government is the problem.